and welcome to your mat. Thank you so much for being here today. We're going to go through a slow and flowy / still-y post-dive yoga. Now, of course, it doesn't have to be directly after a dive. This is for any time that your energy is feeling like it needs a little bit more space. So, with that being said, we'll get started into a child's pose. Knees spread wide to edges of mat. Big toe mounds to touch. Arms gently reach ahead, and forehead grounds. Not a super active pose here, not in the very beginning anyways. Take the first moments here to settle into your body and to settle into your breath. An option to bring in your ujjayi breath to this practice, your oceanic breath. And if that is something that you've never heard of, it is a slight constriction in the back of the throat that makes your exhales and inhales sound a bit oceanic. Not only can the breath be used to connect you with ocean, but to simply slow you down. If we slightly constrict the throat, we have to let the air in and out a bit slower. And subsequently, once our breath slows down, our heart gets the message too and says, oh yeah, I can slow down now too. How good. Gently crawl fingers to right side of mat. Keep right palm grounded, let left palm stack on top, interlace and pull. Use the strength and left arm to pull your right further away, and the right arm is reciprocally plugging back into socket. It reaches itself towards body while left arm is pulling it away. Opening this energy line down right side body. Release the interlace and walk fingertips over to left side of mat. Right palm stacks on top of left and pull. Left arm tries to plug itself back into socket while right arm says, I'm going to pull you further away, make this line longer, make this stretch stretchier. And breathe into any sensation that's going through side body. And then release. Hands back to center. Crawl yourself forward. We're going for Sphinx pose. Forearms to ground, pelvis to ground. Engage into glutes to protect lower spine as we fire up down all the muscles that surround our spinal column. Try to bend evenly from the tip of tailbone right up to C1, top of spine, where skull meets. A slight lift of the chin, not honking our heads back, just a gentle reach of neck into the space above. Feel length down front body. Tops of feet press into ground. Next exhale, stack the palms creating a pillow. Belly Shavasana, 1 moment. Kick right knee out to the side. Find half frog, Ardha Mandukasana. And this position might be plenty, might be heaps for the hips. If you'd like to journey into the twist as well, that looks like threading left arm under and through. Start out by creating a pillow with right hand, and gaze is towards left. Bear in mind that when we're doing slower movements, moving through these postures in a very intentional way, there's no need to strengthen yourself, to use your strength to get these poses deeper, because I promise you that time and gravity will do the job just fine. If you'd like to take your twist a bit further, you can open right arm to sky and let it reach into the space behind. Head finds a rest on the ground and chest is opening towards sky. If you took the option for the further twist, return right hand back under right shoulder, unravel the pose. Both feet out long, circle out through the ankles, egg beater out through the legs. Let this time left leg come to 90 degrees, half frog, second side. Notice the difference between right side and left side of your body. Because as much as we strive for balance and equality, it's not really a reality when it comes to the human body. We're always going to be a bit lopsided. And that's nothing to be upset over, and that's just something to notice. Folding into the twist, this time right arm reaches underneath left. Use left fist first as a pillow. Get comfy here. Be loose, be lazy. Feel the weight of pelvis reaching towards ground. Let gravity be your friend to your fascia. If you'd like to go further in the twist, left arm then reaches up high and falls into the space behind. Let arm be long, fingertips reach. Before unwind. Place left hand back under left shoulder and unravel the twist. Both legs out long. Egg beater out through legs, circle through ankles. And there's no rush to get there. The next place we'll meet is in a seat with legs out long. Setting up for some ground salutations, earth salutations, if you will. Stack spine tall, slight engagement into the belly. Palms rest gently on top of thighs. Start by emptying out the breath, so ribs knit in, exhale out any amount of air that you're holding. Then plant fingertips behind hips in breath, shine through collarbones. Exhale, let your neck be soft. Next, in-breath, hands to shins, grow tall 45 degrees. And as you let it go, spine flops, neck is heavy. Stay empty at the bottom of your breath as you stretch yourself high, stretching diaphragm, and when you reach top, in breath, cactus arms. And let it out, hands to earth. Fingertips plant behind, shine through heart. Elbows reach towards each other. Let your breath out, shoulders curl, neck folds, chin to chest. Palms plant to shins, crown of head grows tall. Inhale. And exhale, let it all out. Let your body collapse, your lungs collapse. And when you reach bottom, stay empty. Like a rubber band, pull yourself up. Feel the suction in diaphragm, fingertips reach. And then fill lungs in breath, cactus arms. Exhale, hands to ground. One last round, fingertips press. Heart shines through, shoulders reach apart. Gentle tuck into chin as we loosen through neck. Plant hands to shins, grow tall in the spine, crown reaches towards the space above. And let it out, let it fold. Fold down and empty out every corner, every pocket of the lung. Stay on empty to stretch diaphragm. Give it an opportunity to be like elastic. And when fingertips reach high, cactus out arms, in breath, full lungs as much as you can. And release back out. Swing right foot around. We're meeting an anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. Maybe a pillow or a blanket beneath right knee feels good. Maybe it's not needed. Either way, that's all right. Reach, right arm high, bend into elbow, left palm grips onto elbow. Gaze towards right side, and a slight side body bend. Create length going from right elbow, shooting through and past right hip into knee and ground. One more breath here before we let it out. Hands to frame out front foot, tip toe, heel toe over, pigeon pose. Shin meets ground. Now, you may have heard before that your shin should be parallel to the top of your mat in a perfect pigeon. Well, I don't know what a perfect pigeon is, but I do know that every shape sits a little differently in every body, so bend your knee to whatever degree you can find comfort and stillness in this pose. And once you're there, have a rest. Yoga is not about hitting the right shapes or making your body into these perfect lines and perfect curves. It is a practice of subtle noticing. Subtly noticing what this side of your body feels like, or what today feels like in comparison to yesterday. Notice where your body holds tension and where it finds ease. It's all simply a practice. 2 more cycles of breath here. And if you lowered yourself down, press back up. Tuck onto right toes to give space for left leg to shoot back. Roll through ankle. And windshield wiper, egg beater out through legs. Release. This time swing right foot forward, leave left knee connected to ground. Anjaneyasana, second side. Torso first is stacking tall, energy towards ground, and crown reaches towards the sky. This time, left elbow to bend, gaze towards left side, right elbow, right hand to clasp left elbow, side body stretch. As if you're creating one beautiful line of energy that goes from left elbow, stretches all the way through knee and into ground. Stay tall through chest. Don't let the weight of your upper body collapse you. One more breath, tall. And then release the grip. frame out front foot, heel toeing yourself towards pigeon pose. Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. That's a mouthful. And give yourself permission to go to a different depth on this side if that's what is accessible. Give her permission to yourself to go to the same depth as well. But what I'm saying is, don't judge yourself. Don't judge your dominant side. Simply sit with it. When we are stretching large muscle groups like this, like our hip flexors, groin, etc., it's nice to take a few extra breaths, a little bit of extra time, because there's more space to stretch out, right? It would make sense that the fascia needs a little bit of space to open. And as time elapses, maybe you even notice yourself becoming a skosh softer. One more deep, luscious breath here before you press yourself back tall. Tuck onto left toes so that you can give space to right leg to go back straight. Windshield wiper out, roll through ankles, be kind to your joints. Set up for a shoulder stretch, spinal twist situation of sorts. Arms spread out to a T, right hand palm faces sky. Tuck into left knee and reach over. Turning yourself onto right shoulder, gaze towards left fingertips. Stay here exactly how you are, or left arm can reach high and gravity can do its job. Work itself on the body. Let left knee draw closer to ground, not in a forcing, but in a loosening, in letting your bones, your muscles, your everything be heavy so that gravity does its work. 2 cycles of breath in this shape. Whatever that shape ended up looking like in your body today. When you're ready, left hand to plant, unravel yourself out, circle through wrists, through ankles, and we'll set up for second side. Arms back out to a T, this time left palm faces up, bend into right knee, and roll on to left shoulder. And this might feel like plenty, this might feel like heaps, and if it does, please hang out here. Fascia does not open quickly. It takes time, it needs breath, it needs gravity. If you've got the space to reach up, go for it. Right fingertips reach high. And let the weight of your own arm draw itself even a centimeter closer to the ground. Right toe is pressed into ground and right knee is bent, reaching towards. Maybe bringing length into front side of quadricep, all the way up into psoas. Really nourish yourself with your breath. You are taking oxygen from the outside and quite literally bringing it into the inside. Send that fresh oxygenated blood right to where you feel the point of most tension. One more breath. before you unravel. Right hand plants. And back to belly. Roll out of ankles, of wrists. And at this point, it is any movements that you need to take before finding Shavasana. That can be a belly Shavasana, so stacking the hands to create a pillow, or roll yourself onto the back body. Let feet be wider than edges of mat, and hands too. Gather your shoulder blades together, draw them down back to create as much of yourself physically touching the ground, supported by the ground that you can. That might look like a micro tuck of the pelvis as well. We are so prone to flexing out our lower spine. Once you find your point of comfort, big breath in, fill belly, fill rib cage, fill collarbones. Open mouth, exhale. Let it out. One more belly breath in. Bottom of ribs, up to collarbones. Sip in all the air. Open mouth. Let it all out. Let the muscles of your face be loose. Let your neck do nothing. It doesn't need to hold the head. The ground is doing that. Let shoulders, elbows, wrists, knees, ankles, all the joint spaces be completely loose. Pelvic bowl gets to sit heavy and still. And we'll have several rounds of breath here in silence. And before you let any light in, start to let some light movement back in. So flicker out through fingers and toes. Maybe that flicker graduates itself into a rolling out of ankles and wrists. Option for a full body stretch. And always, always the option to hang out in Shavasana for as long as you like. But if you like to close out your practice in a seat, I'll meet you there in a moment or two. And once sit bones are grounded, hands first come to heart. Thumbs to third eye. Trace the face, pause at the lips. Draw down the chin to stop at the heart. And I hope that through the rest of your day off of the mat, you can carry with you a fluidity in your mind, spaciousness in your words, and an openness in your heart. Namaste. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you next time.